Mr. Morrison, my colleague from California, suggests he knows your opinions and your thoughts better than you do. Do you have anything? He didn't give you the opportunity to respond. Do you have a response or want to give a response?
No, sir. I heard the president make a request. I received no direction at any time to attempt to lead a policy process different from what I laid out in my deposition. I was directed by Dr. Kupperman to launch an interagency process to ensure a unity of opinion in the interagency as to the importance of continuing security sector assistance, and that's what I did. I acted upon the direction I was given.
Good copy. While we're with you, Mr. Morrison, thanks for your testimony, your clear and sober testimony today. Did you participate in or overhear any conversations about how political information collected by Ukraine on the Bidens would be used for political gain?
No, sir.
Ambassador Volker, same question. Did you participate in or overhear any conversations about how potential information collected by Ukraine on the Bidens would be used for political gain?
No, I did not.
There's been a lot of discussions about a text exchange you had with Mr. Yermak on August 12th that talked about this proposed statement. Mm-hmm. And Mayor Giuliani provided some feedback on what he thought needed to be included in that. Did Mayor Giuliani get feedback from the president on what should go into that proposed statement?
I have no reason to think that he had discussed it with the president.
Based on your recollection, Ambassador Volker, who within the Zelensky regime has Mayor Giuliani interacted with? Now, in addition to Mr. Yermak, which we've already talked about, and also the former Attorney General, Mr. Lushenko.
Yeah, I don't know who else he would have interacted with in the Zelensky government. I am aware of him having claimed that he met with Mr. Lutsenko's predecessor as Prosecutor General. Mr.
Yeah, but that's not within.
That's not under the Zelensky
regime
government.
in which we're talking about.
I don't know who else he would have met with.
In as few words as possible, what was your understanding of Ambassador Sondland's role in Ukraine?
He cared about Ukraine. He wanted to see U.S. support for Ukraine increased. He wanted to see European Union support for Ukraine increased, including maintenance of sanctions, and he wanted to be helpful.
Was Ambassador Sondland having conversations with senior Zelensky officials without letting other people know?
I don't believe that he was not letting people know. I think he may have had some conversations, but I think he was just acting, and I think we circled back quite frequently with myself, Ambassador Taylor, and others.
Can you say that you have a clear understanding of what Ambassador Sondland and Mayor Giuliani were doing in all their interactions with Ukrainian officials?
I can't say that I had a clear understanding. I thought that Ambassador Sondland and I were working on the same objective, which is getting a meeting between President Zelensky and President Trump. And that a statement, as I understood it, that mentioned Burisma in 2016 would be potentially helpful. I didn't know anything more about their interactions or what their thoughts were. If
you didn't have a clear understanding as the special representative of Ukraine, do you think the Ukrainians had a clear understanding?
No, I don't.
You thought there was a difference between Burisma, Biden, and the 2016 elections. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Earlier. Do you think the Ukrainians had similar understanding?
Yes, I do.
There's also a perception that when Ambassador Yovanovitch, who we've all, for her 33 years of being an awesome ambassador, that when she left Kyiv, that the U.S. position on corruption would weaken. That's kind of a narrative that's floating around. Who was the person that took over for her in the interim? Who was the chargé after?
Immediately after Masha was Joe Pennington.
Was this individual strong or weak on corruption?
I would say in line with all the rest of our policy.
And after that individual, who was that person replaced with?
Then that was Bill Taylor.
Who you suggested for that position, correct? Was Ambassador Taylor strong or weak on corruption?
Very strong.
Mr. Morrison, in my last 23 minutes, who sets official U.S. policy?
Sir, the President.
Not some other staffer within the NSC process?
Sir, the NSC staff exists to ensure the President has the full array of options for his decision.
Thank you. I yield back.
Mr. Castro.